So, what country were you living in then? We were all living abroad. But after my parents were killed.
There was a brutal civil war, but she had to try to make her way back home alone.
I lost everything. I didn't even have any personal identification. What kind of sob story is this? What do I do? Should I press her for details?
Always press.
Witness, answer my question. I'll even repeat it for you. What country were you in?
Your Honor, this line of questioning is childish. What country she was in and how many languages she may speak are irrelevant here. What we're here to evaluate is whether this witness has any connection to this case.
I've lived abroad ever since I was a little girl. That's why I can never have known Mr. Falls or Detective Hawthorne.
Yes, I think it will establish that point. Oh, yes, indeed. Go ahead then, shall we add to what you stated to your official testimony?
Yes, please, Mr. Judge.
You didn't know either person? Are you certain of that?
Yes, I'm afraid I'm rather shy around people.
Oh well, that can't be helped.
Why is he disagreeing with everything that comes out of her mouth?
Well, the first time I saw either of them was when they were on the bridge, correct?
Yes, it really was a coincidence.
To the college, I'd never been to Eagle Mountain before.
So what made you decide to go to Eagle Mountain anyway? I just love being outdoors. Picnics, hiking, you know, that sort of thing.
You don't look like much of a hiker to me, but you do look like a digger of sorts. I'm not saying she's no gold digger, but she ain't messing with no broke.
The Eagle Mountain is a 2-hour drive from here, and no trains run through there. There are plenty of mountains that are closer and easier to get to. Well, I went there once with the college hiking club. I fell in love with its stark, desolate beauty and its cold, yet romantic gloominess.
Didn't know you were such a goth.
By the way, what's the name of your college?
The prosecution objects to any questions that involve the witness's private life. All that matters is that she is a material witness to a crime. The witness doesn't need to respond to questions that are clearly malicious in intent.
Thank you. She's really gone too far.
Michelle, you're treading on thin ice here.
I haven't said anything. Talk about sensitive.
Yes, I am, Zemzi.
Perhaps, but your behavior that day was very suspicious.
The hair's gross.
Not only have you contradicted yourself here in court, but you know things you shouldn't. For example, the scratches on the trunk of the car. Well, that's...
Unfortunately, Miss Faye, your last statement proves nothing.
Oh, really? And why is that?
The witness came to the police station once to identify the suspect. It's entirely possible that, at the time, an officer showed her this photo. Oh, this seems like a rather serious mistake. Huh. That's the oldest trick in the prosecutor's book.
That's not fair. A wicked inmate. I'll never be able to forget that horrible day.
A grudge?
Well, the policewoman's testimony was crucial, wasn't it? Crucial in getting the defendant sentenced to death.
Yes, and that's precisely why he harbored such deep anger against her. So much anger that he forgot his own guilt.
Oh, my client has always maintained that he's innocent of those charges. He seems rather forgetful. Your client, I mean. Not only did he forget about what he did, but he forgot about the poor policewoman as well.
What do you mean by that?
Your client, he forgot what the detective looked like, right? It's too bad for her that he didn't forget about her testimony as well.
Well, she's right about that. Mr. Fallis is kind of forgetful.
You said he forgot what the detective looked like. What did you mean by that? Well, you couldn't tell who she was without some kind of identification, right?
Quite right. That's why the victim was wearing a scarf as identification.
Why, if I had been wearing a white scarf that day, they probably would have tried to kill me.
That's true, eh? He's clearly a bitter man.
This is bad. Mr. Fallis' reputation just keeps getting worse and worse.
Sometimes it's best to not poke too deep. What should I do with that last statement? Your Honor, what the witness said just now was tremendously important. I like it added to the official testimony. Oh, the prosecutor has no objection. After all, the defendant is a killer and a mentally unbalanced one at that. That testimony only helps to further prove that point. No, that's not why I... Oh, enough, witness, if you would.
My pleasure, Mr. Judge.
Was it wearing a white scarf?
What do you mean by lucky? Well, it's February now. Everyone is wearing scarves. If I'd accidentally worn a white scarf like he said...
Then you yourself might have been killed. Oh, that would have been a terrible loss for this world. Huh. Looks like you pressed too hard this time, kid.
Mr. Armando?
Keep looking around, you're going to lose sight of the finish line. Justice is blind, but she's not deaf. Sometimes you have to know when not to talk. Well, why are you saying my name? Okay, she said white, but she wasn't wearing white. God damn it, guys! I'm saving. I have a feeling... Yep.
Witness, I want you to look at this photo you took. It's hard to see in this photo, but look at the scarf the victim wore as identification.
Oh, you're talking about this scarf right here, eh?
Yes, that's it. The scarf the policewoman was wearing. I've got her now. Just don't mess up. But that's strange. In your testimony, you stated the following. I guess I'm lucky I wasn't wearing a white scarf.
Wait, white?
This is the scarf you identified as belonging to the victim. But it certainly doesn't look white to me. Oh!
Well, it was foggy that day, and it was raining as well. It's not surprising that she mistook it for white.
Sorry, but not this time. The witness just confirmed that this was the victim's scarf.
Yes, but what's the significance? It's true the scarf doesn't look white, but...
There's only one explanation for this mix-up. The witness thought that the scarf was white is...
What? Is it just the photo? Because the photo is... Kite? What? Why are you... What are you... What? Is it the note or the photo? You guys have me so turned around right now. I don't believe anything of what I'm doing. It's the note. The note says white. But just the way you guys say things, you make me feel like I'm wrong. When I think I'm right, I'm wrong. And when I think I'm wrong, I'm right. I just,
Witness, have you ever seen this note? Note? No, never.
Oh, it's up to the agreement. There's no reason that you would have.
I wonder about that. What do you mean? This note shows Mr. Flawless' instructions to the victim regarding their meeting. It says, wear white scarf for identification.
White scarf?
Witness, you knew what this note said. And it's because you knew that you slipped up and mistakenly said white scarf. Well, Miss Foster?
No! Order! Mr. Edgeworth, I'm waiting for an explanation.
I'm quite sure this note wasn't leaked to the public. And yet, this witness knew exactly what the note said. At the time of the murder, the number of people that knew were quite limited. Terry Follis is one. The person who wrote the note, Valerie Hawthorne, is another. And finally, one more person.
Oh, did you say one more person?
That's right. A person that no one would have suspected. Have you figured it out, kitten? Yep. The third person that knew that the contents of this note was...
Okay. It says Dahlia. She's the one that we want to pick, but Dahlia's suddenly here in my evidence. See, this is why everything's so similar, and one could mean it or another. And the photos are black and white. I'm taking a chance on that it's this one. Which one's the real person? See, that's... What kind of question is that? That's the real person, but that's a fake ID. I can't save right now. I have to pick. I can't save. That's what I thought. My initial gut was right.
And that person is Dahlia Hawthorne.
Dahlia Hawthorne? Oh, I never heard that name before.
Look at the victim's note. This is what it says. Talk to Dahlia. Tell her this time. There's her name right there.
What's this? So who is this person? This Dahlia Hawthorne?
Miss Faye must be desperate if she's trying to bring the dead back to life.
Dead?
Dahlia Hawthorne was the victim's deceased youngest sister. She was killed in a crime 5 years ago.
Killed in a crime? Oh, you don't mean...
Yes, she was kidnapped and killed by Terry Follis. You said she was killed, but was she really?
What are you implying?
Of course, people thought she had died 5 years ago, when she fell off the Dusky Bridge and was lost in the Eagle River. However, her corpse was never found.
She was declared legally dead 5 years ago. As far as the law is concerned, Dahlia Hawthorne is officially dead.
But the fact remains that her body was never recovered. Dahlia Hawthorne was 14 years old 5 years ago. If she were still alive, she would be 19 now. Mr. Foster, I believe that's the same age you are. Ah!
Even you couldn't. Miss Faye, you're not saying.
But I am. That's precisely what I'm saying. This witness before us is the girl that was kidnapped and killed 5 years ago.
So I got it right. You guys are lying to me. Like Dahlia's ghost. And let him rot, Retro. You guys said the evidence you wanted to present literally says she's deceased, though, and you pointed up. Kia agreeing with her. Which is, like you said I would have had to pick Melissa, is what that sentence says to me. Yeah, the real person is Melissa. Melissa's the... I can't even right now.
In fact, Miss Dahlia Hawthorne.
What?
Nice work. That's like tossing a grenade into a 3-alarm fire. Unless you can tie all the loose ends together. You're nothing but a hit-and-run arsonist. I understand. If it was a true nature, I could turn this whole case on its head. Now it's my chance to make Mr. Edgeworth squirm.
Wait, just who are you anyway?
I didn't think it'd come to this. That's enough. You don't have to say any more, witness. Yes, I understand.
What? Mr. Edgeworth, explain yourself.
Your Honor, I have an admission to make. I honestly never thought the defense would pursue the matter this far.
You don't mean...
Yes, the prosecutor's office isn't filled with fools, you know. Naturally, we conduct full background checks on all of our witnesses. What did he say? Huh. Looks like the kid knew. He knew her true identity from the get-go. No, wait, but then why? If he hadn't revealed her secret, he wasn't going to say anything about it. All he wanted was her testimony, so he made a little trade. Let me introduce you to the victim's younger sister, Miss Dahlia Hawthorne. But, I thought she died 5 years ago. We thought so as well. But, well, as you can see... Why? Why did she hide her identity for 5 years? Well, that has nothing to do with the current case. She is merely an accidental witness to a crime. Accidental? I don't believe that for a minute. For the last 5 years, she's been playing the role of victim. And now we find her acting suspiciously at the scene of another murder? Merlot. Really, Miss Faye, I must say, your strategy here is painfully obvious. You're trying to pin your client's crime on an innocent witness in order to win. At any cost. How dare you? James, please, let's take a moment to think. 5 years ago, this girl was kidnapped and nearly killed. But even worse than that, 5 years later, Dahlia Hawthorne lost something much more precious, her big sister. Miss Faye must be insane to even suggest that she murdered her. What? I'm inclined to agree with the prosecutor's logic. Miss Faye, do you have any evidence to back up your assertion? What possible reason would the witness have for killing her beloved sister? Well, you see, I thought I was winning. Somehow he's turned it around on me. Huh. I think you need a little push in the right direction, kitten. The defense is prepared to present evidence supporting our claim. That wasn't me. It was this guy, this crazy coffee addict. I think I've heard enough empty threats from you, old man. Huh. What makes you think they're empty, boy? Because your protege looks like she's sweating bullets. I am sweating bullets. You think you're in a tough spot, huh? Of course, aren't I? No. You just arrived at the moment of truth, that's all. Whether you win or lose, that's up to you. Up to me. The rashness of youth. How charming. It's coming from someone younger than me. No, let's not waste any more time. Miss Faye, what motive would this witness have for murdering her own sister, Valerie Hawthorne? Money! What is this? Is this the defense's idea of a joke? If so, I certainly don't get the punchline. Well, Miss Faye? Oh, that was the rashness of youth. The rashness of youth? Is that... Wait, what? What? It's the diamond! What? Oh, the fucking note. God damn it. The story starts after Atari Falls escaped. He called Valley and told her to meet. He wanted to meet. This is the note she left. God damn it. It says, talk to Dahlia. Tell her this time the whole truth must come out. Valerie Hawthorne gave Dahlia a warning. She told her she was going to reveal the whole world the whole truth. The whole truth? Just like a real lawyer. There's a dangerously important secret between Valerie and Dahlia. That's the reason Dahlia felt she had to kill Valerie. To keep her mouth shut permanently. A terrific story, Miss Faye. If you like fiction, that is. Enlighten the court, Miss Faye. What was the secret that was so important? What's your evidence? Dahlia and Valerie Hawthorne and Terry Fallis. There's only one important secret that connects them all. Oh, yes. I know the secret. Your Honor, the defense would like to request further testimony. What testimony? Regarding the kidnapping 5 years ago. We believe it will explain a lot of things. Such as the nature of the important secret between the Hawthorne sisters.
God damn it. Oh, very well. I'll grant your request for the further testimony. Oh, I know it'll be painful for you, but can you enlighten us once more, my little maple leaf? My little maple leaf.
Yes, I'll try, Mr. Judge. Putting on the old charm one more time, Dahlia. This will be the last time you hide behind your womanly wiles. 5 years ago, I was kidnapped by Mr. Fallis. The ransom price is a raw diamond. My sister Valerie brought it to the bridge. After she made the exchange, she shot Mr. Fallis in the arm. After Mr. Fallis tried to kill me by shoving me off the bridge from behind. It's fine. I survived, but I was afraid I might be kidnapped again for my family's money. So I decided to change my identity and start a new life. The kidnapping left her emotionally scarred. With her sister's help, she left the Hawthorne family and started all over again. And we're to believe, after all that, she murdered her sister. Preposterous. Well, thank you, Mr. Edgeworth. Miss Faye? Yes, Your Honor. As you've heard, the witness is still traumatized from the kidnapping. I ask you again to be extremely gentle in your cross-examination. Searcher's got to jump on me again. Huh. If we're not allowed to fight, then let's twist some arms. Listen up. We still got that info, that ace up our sleeve. What info? Come on, kitten. Don't say you've forgotten already. The fact that the kidnapping 5 years ago was staged. That's right, it was a fake kidnapping. Terry Fallis told us that in the lobby. I'll do anything she says. Anything Dahlia says. What you're saying is that the kidnapping 5 years ago was planned by... Yeah, me and Dahlia. And Valerie, too. Yes, that's it. The fake kidnapping is your best shot, Mia. That's our secret. I have 1 HP. Did you and Mr. Fallis have a relationship? Yes, as a tutor. You were tutoring him, Mr. Fallis? No, of course not. Don't be ridiculous. Mr. Fallis came to the house to tutor me. That makes sense. 5 years ago, she was only 14. He probably came up with a kidnapping plan during that time. The Hawthorns are in the jewelry trade and are quite wealthy, you see. Well, quite a clever fellow, that Mr. Fallis. Did I hear him right? Did he just call Mr. Fallis a clever fellow? That's a raw diamond. I heard the diamond is valued in the neighborhood of $2 million. $2 million? It was still uncut, so it's about the size of a pint of milk. Oh, $2 million pint of milk. Oh, I don't know what to think about that. The defendant demanded that her sister, Valerie, make the exchange. Not as a detective, of course, but as an individual. By the way, I want to ask you, Mr. Edgeworth. Why do you think you wanted to make the exchange up there on that mountain? If he ever got surrounded, it would be hard to escape. Oh, there's one thing a kidnapper wants to prevent, and that's police involvement. In a place like that, it would be easy to tell if he was being followed. With only one entrance to the mountain, he was ensuring his safety. What a wickedly clever man that Mr. Fallis is. Yeah, right. It was all your plan. Anyway, Valerie brought the diamond to the mountain and... That was a dangerous thing to do, considering you were being held hostage. Yes, but... Actually, that saved my life. Well, what do you mean? You see, Mr. Fallis was holding a knife in his right hand. Somehow I just knew he was going to use it. I knew he was going to use that knife to kill me. That's why my sister shot him. It was to save me. I was trying to kill me, shot me off the bridge from behind. I'd like to hear more about what happened right at that moment. Well, when Mr. Fallis was shot in the right arm, he let go of me. I was dazed. I turned to try to run away, but Mr. Fallis turned to grab me as well. As I ran past, he and I locked eyes for a second, and he gave me a large, bloodthirsty grin. A bloodthirsty grin? Ooh. And in the next instant... Sploosh. I've eyes of course remember the river's 18 feet deep and incredibly swift. I was a strong swimmer, but I was knocked out. When I came to, I had been carried away by the river to a strange place. I'll never forget that day. Crumbling bridge, nowhere to run. And just one little shove from behind. That was it. Since you could catch me, I fell into the river. And that's why you hid your identity? Yes. I told my sister.
It better be Hawthorne, eh?
Yes. She's the only one who knew about me.
Meanwhile, legally, this witness has been deceased for 5 years.
I didn't ever want something like that to happen to me again.
And that new identity was Melissa Foster, right?
Yes, my sister helped me get the official paperwork taken care of.
That makes sense. Without an insider's help, doing all the paperwork would have been impossible.
She's the only person left in the world I could count on. And you think I killed her? There's no way I could.
There's a moment of truth with this witness, too. Once the truth about this staged kidnapping comes out, everyone in the court will know how much of a Jezebel she really is.
So the kidnapping was a hoax.
How, though? Ugh. Hotshot lawyer. A bit smug. Only a bit. Okay. Yeah. Okay, so hold on. Wait. From behind. She said she turned to run. Again, I'm saving because I have a feeling I'm gonna fuck it up, but again, we're talking about that broken bridge. It was broken at the same time, too. I'm doing it. Yes!
You said that Mr. Flawless pushed you into the Eagle River. However, that's hard to believe. But it's true! I felt a push on my back. I'm certain of it. It was Mr. Flawless. I'm sorry. I guess I wasn't clear enough. I shouldn't have said, that's hard to believe. I should have said, that's impossible. Impossible? I asked that the court recall the condition of Dusky Bridge. Now and 5 years ago. That bridge hasn't changed one bit in these last 5 years. If someone had pushed you from behind as you have claimed, instead of being carried away by the river, you would have been smashed up by the bedrock below. A most certain death.
I want it known I got to the right answer with the wrong logic. I wasn't thinking about that. I was thinking about the fact that where they were oh, God. You didn't have to know.
Do you understand now, Dahlia Hawthorne? The very notion that my client pushed you from behind is impossible.
Has failed successfully. Your Honor, this event occurred 5 years ago. Why, for all we know, the water level of the river may have been higher back then.
But it's 40 feet from the bridge to the river. A small change in the water level wouldn't have made a difference.
You're right. If the events occurred just as the witnesses testified, or then the defendant couldn't have pushed the witness into the river. Young lady, what is the meaning of this?
You see,
Just a moment, Your Honor. It's true that the witness testified that the defendant pushed her into the river. However, she never stated that she fell from the back end of the bridge.
What? What do you mean?
After being shot in the arm, it's plausible Mr. Flawless panicked. Therefore, he could have unwittingly pushed her off the side of the bridge. If that's true, she would have fallen into the river. Miss Hawthorne, is the Edward's explanation correct?
Now that you mention it, I do remember now when I fell off the bridge. My skirt got caught on one of the bridge's side wires. You can't be serious.
Order in the court.
It seems this phase assault has finally reached its conclusion. Now, Mia, this is no time for retreat. Unfortunately for you, this is just the start of Miss Faye's assault.
What?
I believe your reasoning went something like this, Mr. Edgeworth. After being shot in the arm, it's plausible that Mr. Fawless panicked. Therefore, he could have unwittingly pushed her off the side of the bridge. However, once again, I'm forced to say that's impossible.
Ridiculous! What's so impossible about it?
But your flawed logic contradicts the court record.
Ah!
What's the witness photo?
Oh, look at there's no way! Ha! Ha! Wires!
Your Honor, all of the answers are right here in this photo. Take a look at the wires supporting both sides of the bridge. They extend to up about 5 feet off the ground. It would be impossible to push someone off from there.
No! But let's remember the size and strength of the defendant. Wires like this wouldn't be a problem for him. He could have easily picked up a 14-year-old girl and thrown her over.
So young and already so forgetful, Mr. Edgeworth. Mr. Fawless had been shot in the right arm.
Oh!
And more importantly, Valerie Hawthorne had her gun trained on him, at point-blank range.
Ugh.
So, Mr. Fawless throwing the witness off the bridge? That is clearly impossible.
That one I got. Okay, that one I got. What is the meaning of this?
Dahlia Hawthorne, you jumped into the Eagle River intentionally.
What? What is this? Indeed. What do you mean by such a ridiculous remark?
Yes, it's ridiculous. My sister was there to help me. She had her gun in handcuffs. She could have saved me. Jumping into a raging river like that would have been suicide. Perhaps, but still, that's exactly what you did. You're probably confident that you could handle the swift current. But even more so, the witness had much more compelling reason for jumping into the river.
Now we're getting to the diamond. Oh? Then what was it? What was so important that she'd want to jump into the river? As I say real quick, just to make sure.
The witness is still alive. This fact alone explains everything. This is why she risked her life by jumping into the rapids of the Eagle River.
Diamonds!
5 years ago, something else disappeared along with Dahlia that day. The item that Valerie brought up the mountain with her. The $2 million diamond.
Ah! No, it can't be.
Yes, Dahlia had it planned from the beginning. The $2 million.
He's tired of fucking up.
$2 million. She was just going to keep it all for herself. She forced Mr. Fawless to help fake her kidnapping. The kidnapping.
Bang.
At the last minute, she betrayed him and threw herself into the river. With the ransom tucked away safely in her backpack.
Well, that's simply ridiculous. Order! Your Honor, 5 years ago, the witness was only 14 years old. Do you really think a 14-year-old is capable of such a demonic plan?
This woman is a demon. And there was one more person who helped make a demon out of her. Her sister, Valerie Hawthorne.
You mean the victim was involved in the kidnapping plot as well? Well, she was a detective then. You're saying she participated in her sister's kidnapping?
Precisely. I'm sure that it weighed heavily on her conscience for the past 5 years. This is the sole reason behind the victim's murder.
What do you mean by that?
On the day of the murder, After receiving the phone call from Mr. Fawless, Valerie called her sister, Dahlia, and she told her what she was planning to do.
What planning to do? She's going to tell the whole truth, as she wrote in her note.
That is what sealed Valerie Hawthorne's fate. That is why you hatched your demonic plan to kill two birds with one stone. A plan that would ensure neither of your accomplices to the kidnapping would talk. And that is why you killed your sister, Valerie Hawthorne.
Hee hee. Who is that left at a time like this?
Forgive me. It's just hilarious.
Witness? Is that you?
You amuse me, woman. Ms. Mia Fey. You can certainly weave an exciting tale. Naturally, you have the evidence to back it up, don't you? Evidence? Evidence that I planned the kidnapping, of course. That at 14, I plotted it with Miss Fawless and my sister. Well, And one more thing. What happened to the $2 million diamond? If you can't provide evidence to at least show that.
Well, Miss Fey?
I don't know. What a joke. You, Ms. Fey. Are you stupid or something? How can I prove a fake kidnapping that happened 5 years ago? I don't even have decisive proof of Valerie Hawthorne's murder.
It seems we've come to the end. Well, to be honest, the witness's behavior does raise certain suspicions. However, I am forced to reject the assertions made by the defense.
Of course you are. Is this it? Is it really over? The girl made a fool of me. There's nothing I can do about it.
Huh. Without evidence, the trial is over. Who decided that?
Mr. Armando?
Come on now, kitten. How'd you figure out that you can make your own rules? Everyone else is. For example, even if there's no evidence, there's still testimony.
Testimony?
On the day in question, Dahlia Hawthorne murdered her sister, Valerie Hawthorne. She hid her body in the trunk of Mr. Fawless' stolen car and then went to meet with him. Disguised as her sister, Valerie Hawthorne. That's what you think, right?
Yes, that's right.
In that case, there's only one answer, right? There's only one person left who can testify about Valerie Hawthorne's murder.
There's no proof. There's only one thing left to do. Who's the one person who can testify to that demon woman's crimes?
Gee, I wonder.
Your Honor, the defense wishes to call a new witness.
A new witness?
Yes, we would like to hear the testimony of Terry Fawless.
A defendant?
There's only one person that can shed any further light on the situation. Only one person that knows what Dahlia's role in the kidnapping was. Only one person that can say whether the person in the photo is Valerie Hawthorne, or whether it was in fact her younger sister Dahlia, disguised as her. There's only one person who can solve this riddle once and for all. And that person is Terry Fawless.
Yeah, she lost the tutorial try at the beginning, so she got hers now. Yeah, and it was a whole big thing. I remember that. Well, Mr. Edgeworth, what's your take on this? Because she gets away with it. She has to, because this happens before Mia meets Phoenix and all that stuff, so... But I don't know how it's going to turn out. Why not?
The prosecution has no objection.
Well, very well. Bailiff, bring the defendant to the witness stand.
It's my last chance, Mr. Fawless. My last chance to establish Dahlia's guilt. You're all I have left.
Defendant, you've heard everything that's been said up to this point, yes? I don't believe it. No way! Dahlia died 5 years ago. Valerie betrayed me.
Mr. Fawless, I don't know what she said to you 5 years ago, but one thing is clear. Dahlia is very much alive.
It gets laser eyes.
And you were used for $2 million.
That's not true. Mr. Fawless, there's only one question I want to answer to. 2 days ago at Dusky Bridge, who did you meet? Is it Valerie Hawthorne or was it Dahlia Hawthorne? Did you betray me? 5 years ago, she promised never ever betray each other.
Terry?
Dahlia! It's true! It's true, you are alive!
You don't trust me anymore? That makes me sad.
Tell the truth, the real truth! I believed in you!
I shouldn't need to say it. You should already know. But there is one thing I will say. My life is in your hands right now, Terry.
Yeah. Order Mr. Farnes to testify once and only once. Well then, Mr. Farnes, yours will be the final testimony in this trial. Oh, that fucking bitch! Tries to control it, Marianne. Yeah! Yeah! Oh, sorry. I apologize. Water! Please! Water!
Hmm?
Can't talk! Need water!
Oh well, I guess it'll have to be my coffee instead. At least it'll match the way he's probably feeling right now. Darker and bitter than hell itself.
Ah!
Oh, I know what he's gonna do. Who Terry follows?
At day, 4 p.m., I stopped the car. It was in front of the bridge. She wasn't there, so I waited on a bridge. I watched my car from the bridge. I put no body in that car. Finally, one woman came. She stood in front of me. We talked, then she left. That was Valerie. Not my Dahlia.
Jeez, you can use some creamer. Numb that ball. Svalus, you're covering for her. Do you think she would do the same for you? That's enough, Miss Faye. His last statement was a fitting way to end the final testimony of the trial.
Well then, Miss Faye, please proceed with your cross-examination.
So you wanted to end Mr. Fallis? Another guilty verdict to go along with your death sentence? There's only one person who can stop it. You, kitten. I think.
Fancy up your bean water.
According to the note, the meeting was supposed to take place at 4:30. You certainly arrived early, didn't you?
It was raining. Already dark, too.
You waited on the bridge for 30 minutes? Mr. Fallis?
Eagle Mountain, that spot. Strong memories.
Why did he just clam up? Could it be he's hiding something here? You were quite early, so you waited on the bridge, correct?
Yeah, I like waiting. I'm used to it.
I'm sure he is. Zebra Boy waited 5 years to ask a single question. To find out why a woman betrayed him. To him, 30 minutes must have been like a blink of the eye.
I watched my car from the bridge. I never put no body in that car.
Now, why am I reading it? You don't need to. You were watching the car.
And that bridge, other side is broken. Nobody can come from there. So I was watching the car.
What else were you expecting him to do? I suppose that's the obvious thing to do, but... something's bothering me. I'm getting that feeling. A contradiction?
Where is the other side of the broken bridge anyway?
No one lives there. There's a small shrine up on the mountain, but that's it.
Anyway, nobody came. No car, nothing.
Wait. Mr. Fallis, think carefully now. Are you certain that it was Valerie Hawthorne?
I never lie. It's the truth. It was Valerie. I remember the face.
Wait a minute. If you'd remember her face, then why did you make her wear a scarf as identification?
Sorry, I told a little lie. But the woman I met, she was different from the woman standing here now. She was different. I was Valerie. And then she left. Okay.
Whoops. Damn it, I meant to... God damn it. Start to find the condition, yeah. I went too fast. She stood in front of me. That's gonna be important, I think. But let's keep pressing. Let's save real quick, though. What did you talk to her about anyway? Mr. Follis.
I told the truth about the kidnapping 5 years ago. She said someone needed to take the blame for it. That was all I could think to do. She said that. That's why she lied. Got me the death penalty.
And were you satisfied with that answer, witness?
Dahlia died. It was my fault. I don't really remember. Maybe I did push her in. That don't matter no more. Either way, my Dahlia, my sweet teen angel, dead.
We just saw that she isn't dead.
And Valerie talked to me on the bridge. Nothing left to live for.
I'm trying. How can you be so sure? It was raining at the time, and sunset that day was at 5 o'clock. It had already been pretty dark in the mountain at 4:30. Please, Mr. Wallace, this is your last chance. You've already taken the fall once for something you didn't do.
That woman, it wasn't Dahlia.
Stop right there. What more needs to be said? Even if it means the death penalty, even if it means taking the blame for murder. You'll still do whatever is necessary to protect her, won't you, Mr. Follis? It's obvious, but he's clearly lying. I go to his grave, still believing. Terry Follis. Terry Falls. It's not Follis, it's Falls. Terry Falls. He's taking the fall. I've been saying it wrong this whole goddamn time. I've been saying it as Fallis, not Falls. Look at her, Mr. Falls. She stood in front of me. Okay, so... Yep. Here we go with the photo. Yes. Yeah, but I mispronounced stuff. So when you got to the bridge, no one had arrived, huh? So you waited on the bridge. You're sure of that?
Yeah, I'm sure.
You're sure, huh? Well, then I'm sure too, Mr. Falls. I'm sure that you're lying.
Huh? What?
Oh, I would love to hear your rationale on this, Miss Faye. You want to know who arrived at the bridge first? Just look at this photo. It's perfectly clear. Obviously, the person that came first would be the one at the end of the bridge, right? But that's the victim at the end of the bridge. Precisely my point. In other words, Mr. Fallis. Mr. Falls, goddammit. Focus. I say Fox is Fox. And not Fockhez, it's Fox. But Fallis, He must have arrived at the bridge after she did. Mr. Falls. Please don't get so worked up. We just want the truth.
I got there around 4 o'clock. It's true. I had somewhere to go. A special place.
Did you go to this special place before you went to the bridge?
Yeah, it's an old temple about 15 minutes from the bridge. 5 years ago, me and Dahlia, we promised each other. We swore we wouldn't betray each other. And she brought a memento to represent our love.
A memento?
5 years ago, I hid it under the base of the tree there. It's a special memory for me. This is it. This is what I went to get.
That's got the poison! So the bottle on the necklace is your memento? Wait, wrong judge. Oh, it's quite Germany. Oh, it looks empty. Your Honor, you heard what my client said. He arrived at the scene at 4 o'clock. But then he left his car unattended and walked away. He's gone for approximately 30 minutes. With that much time, Dahlia Hawthorne could have easily hidden the body in the trunk of his car. No! Oh, indeed. There certainly was enough time for it. I still got a chance. Mr. Falls, there's no mistaking it. Huh? Mr. Falls?
No!
That's enough. Please.
Witness?
I promised her 5 years ago. If it ever happens, and that we can't trust each other no more, then we're supposed to drink a bottle.
No, stop the trial. Your Honor, we need a recess.
It was stupid. I couldn't keep promise. So I did it. I drank this.
No, we were so close. Just a little more. I was going to prove your innocence.
No, don't want that. Don't trust self. Maybe kill again. Kill Sweet Dahlia again.
Mr. Falls.
Mr. Armando, thanks for the coffee.
That's why he needed water. Holy fuck! That man is the textbook definition of simp. Oh my god. Mr. Falls!
And so my first trial ended, suddenly and tragically. It ended with no winners, only losers. I ended up with a wound that cut so deep into my soul, I thought it'd never heal. I'm sure it was the same for the young prosecutor as well.
Falls is kicked up.
But one person, the true criminal, Dahlia Hawthorne, she left the courtroom with a secret smile on her demonically sweet face. Unforgivable. That witch. Mr. Armando, we're so close to the truth. It's right there in front of us. You're just a little too soft, kitten. It's my fault? It's all my fault that Mr. Falls killed himself? Don't cry, kitten. You're gonna make my coffee all salty. I knew it. I knew I wasn't cut out for this. Mia.
That music.
Don't you get it? You can't cry yet.
Ow!
The only time a lawyer can cry is when it's all over. Mr. Armando.
What those hands do?
No matter how tough the case, no matter how bitter the memories, they always fade over time. Then you file them away and eventually forget them.
Wow.
1 year later, in this very same courthouse, I, myself, got wrapped up in that case.
Yep.
Whew! Only after that did Dahlia Hawthorne get put on trial for her crimes. The verdict that was ultimately handed down to her was guilty, of course. Naturally, when the verdict was read, she had a perfect, angelic smile on her face. It was finally all over. At least, that's what I thought at the time. Unfortunately, I couldn't have been more wrong. It's been 5 years, but now something has happened that's made me remember all this. Oh, episode Turn My Beginnings, the end.
Oh! The final episode. Bridge to the Turnabout. Ah!
God damn.